there was actually this fantastic study done. I know at least one of the men, his name is Dr. Mike Rhoda. He just concluded this basically nationwide study of what is happening, what are the contributing factors to why young people are leaving the faith. Basically, 80 to 90% of young adult Catholics who are raised Catholic end up leaving the faith. So we only retain 10 to 20% of those raised Catholic. And so he and some others did some really big digging into the contributing factors. They came up with essentially 4 contributing factors that cause what he said are a Catholic disaffiliation.
Okay.
And the 4 things are very briefly, declining consensus is one of them. And so what that means is we just have so much division. We live in this kind of pluralistic social networks. We have secular media, smartphones where everyone has an opinion, and there's not a lot of cohesion when it comes to, hey, here is how we look at the world. So declining consensus like that. And so in the past too, I mean, you stay Catholic because this is your home, this is your family. And now there's less and less of that. So declining consensus is number one. We can come back to this in a second. Number 2 is weak certainty. And what he pointed to, what the studies pointed to, was along the lines of parents, even how they speak. One of the examples I gave was they say things like, well, we believe as Catholics such and such, instead of saying this is true. There's a difference there. There's even the subtle kind of thing like, well, we as Catholics believe that such and such is wrong, as opposed to, oh, this is wrong. Like we believe abortion is wrong versus, okay, abortion is wrong. And so what it does is it's kind of subtly, but not so subtly, signals doubt to their children. And this isn't like I don't think this is a personal choice. I think this is actually just kind of the air we breathe, that we always have to couch our statements in terms of, well, my subjective position. So declining consensus around us, weak certainty in the family at times, or even how we talk as priests, we can even say that, well, we believe as a Catholic such and such. The third is, and this is kind of might be the most obvious, which is lost credibility. And, the clergy abuse crisis and every kind of failure of a publicly professing Catholic / Christian, we lose more and more credibility. So that when we do speak out on something and say, oh, this is true, they can point to us and say, well, you're not living like it's true. And so these 3 things, declining consensus, weak certainty, lost credibility, and then fourthly is what they titled general compounding, in the sense that all of these things continue to add up, so that if you're going to choose to be Catholic, there's got to be a couple bright spots in your life that can work their way through this declining consensus, weak certainty, and lost credibility. So we can look at it 2 different angles. And again, this article by Dr. Mike Rhoda and Stephen Bolivant, that's his name, they pointed out parental factors, like family factors that people can do, and then also the factors of the young people. So here's 4 important factors. They're not the end all be all, but they are very important. And these 4 quick that they highlight it really helps if both parents are Catholic. Okay. It really helps if the parents are united in their faith. And that's kind of, it might be obvious, but at the same time, okay, not necessary. So someone's, in their heart and their chest just withered a little bit as they're listening to this. It is important. It's a critical factor, but it's not obviously absolute. So that's one. Number 2, intact marriages are actually a really important contributing factor to that holding on to the faith. That statistically wise, it contributes a lot. We'll say it like that. And then when it comes to stability and credibility, is the third, is that the faith is practiced by the parents authentically and visibly. And so that sense of just it's not just something we say, it's something we really strive to live. That doesn't mean perfection. Even those first 3 of both parents Catholic or intact marriages doesn't mean perfection. But that third being the faith is lived visibly and authentically. We're striving to live the faith that we profess. And the 4th factor from parents is that parents talk about their faith. They talk about religion with warmth and consistency. And that's really important, because we can talk about our faith angrily, especially when we're at what's going on in the world right now, what's going on in the church, or I can't believe Father said that from the pulpit, whatever the thing is, these parents speak about their faith with warmth and consistency. And so it's kind of like that sense of a positive experience is not perfect, but positive. Right. That's the first. That's parents right away.
Father Mike Schmitz is our guest. Father, every single line is full. You feel okay going to the phone?